Welcome back to Shamrock Fresh. I'm Chris Casson. We're down in the warehouse here, and for our specialty produce update this week, we're going to look at 6 very unique items. Let's go take a look. So the first item we're going to look at here is our 1 dozen count dinosaur kale. And if you look at it, it's very unique. It's a lot different than the kale you typically see in the grocery stores. It all tends to curl. It's a little bit thicker. It's got this nice ridges on it. Still braised really nice. Just something a little more unique. And the fact that you can menu it as dinosaur kale, it's typically something that your customer base probably has not seen. Next item here is our 2-pound living mosh. Now this is grown hydroponically. You can see that each one of these still has the roots attached to it. For the most part, that typically means you'll get a good shelf life out of it just because the product hasn't been cut and is already starting to die. However, I will say because this mosh is extremely fragile, that you still want to bring it in and try and utilize it within the first couple days. But it's nice. It's pretty moist, as you can see here. Just trim it off right below the leaves and go ahead and incorporate it into your dish or make a salad. Next item here we've seen once before. These are called shishito peppers. Now this is a 5-pound box. This don't let this fool you. It is not hot like a, say, serrano pepper or a jalapeno. This is actually a sweet frying pepper. They're fairly crisp, as you can see. If you do get some of these seeds on the inside, there can be a little heat associated, but for the most part, this is not a hot chili. Now, what I've seen restaurants doing recently is they'll deep fry these, get them nice and charred. You could even grill them just to get them blackened. And they're very addicting just like that. You don't necessarily have to have anything to dip them in. Just a fun new item. We're going to be promoting these here at Shamrock as the new edamame. The next item here is our sweet mandarin oranges. You can see this is a 28 count, so it's a small box. You don't need to bring in a whole large case, a 40-pounder. It's got nice, good color. If you could smell it, you'd know that it's very aromatic right now. What's nice, you can see there's no seeds on the inside. Looks fairly juicy as well, so nice sweet mandarin flavor. And once again, you're not obligated to a large box. Next item here, this is another Babe Farms product. This is our Mizuna. You can see the product's actually nice and dry. Should get a good shelf life out of this. I love Mizuna because just visually it's something different. You've got the nice jagged edges, somewhat similar to a wild arugula, but a much different flavor. Still somewhat peppery, but just unique in its own way. This is a 4-pound box, and even though it is only 4 pounds, you can see after fluffing it up, there is a good amount of product in this case. The last item we're going to look at here, we always like to highlight mushrooms, something a little bit different. These are our enoki mushrooms. There's 12 of these 3.5-ounce packages in the case. These, very much like the honshimijis that we've looked at in the past, because they're individually packaged, as you see here, the shelf life is extremely long on these. I would say you could at least get a couple weeks out of them in your cooler. Once again, I don't know if you can see this, but on the bottom there is a living root system, so they are still attached to the roots. And you would clip these off right above the soil level that's in here. These are great to incorporate into a salad, where you wouldn't even have to cook them necessarily, or you can flash saute them, mix them in with some other stir-fry style vegetables. So with Valentine's Day coming up, hopefully we've given you some ideas. I know many of you will be running special menus for that week. If you have any questions, please get with your sales rep, and we'll see you again next week with Shamrock Fresh.